Hey, Cyclebreakers and barrier breakers alike. Welcome to the Fuck That Bullshit podcast, where we advocate, educate, motivate, and create a safe space for you to embrace the mental wealth of marginalized and disenfranchised communities. We are serving no bullshit knowledge, tools, strategies, and insights. And yes, we will be entertaining. Our goal each episode is for you to leave feeling empowered, ready to take action and make meaningful choices that pave the way to your abundant mental wealth. So enjoy, like, subscribe, share, and discuss. Make sure you save it too, just in case you want to look back at it and get some more tips and things. The PTBS podcast is for education, empowerment, and inspiration. It is not a substitute for therapy or professional mental health care. If you're in need of additional support, please reach out to a licensed mental health provider. Warning: the Fuck That Bullshit podcast is intended for mature audiences only. This podcast contains raw, unfiltered conversations about mental health, social issues, and breaking generational cycles. We keep it real, unapologetic, and explicit because healing and empowerment require honesty. We're going to have strong language and adult themes, unfiltered discussions on race, identity, and mental wealth, challenging bullshit narratives without censorship. So if you're easily offended, this might not be for you, and it's definitely not for kids. But if you're ready for bold, barrier-breaking conversations that empower, educate, and entertain, tap in and let's fuck that bullshit together. Let's go.
What it is.
Hi, people. Welcome to the Fuck That Bullshit podcast with me, Shawnnell, you no bullshit Batiste, and Brian G Money Turner.
What it is.
Big Frederick. Yo. How y'all been this week?
Same old, worked a little overtime.
All right,
Yeah.
Hopefully, Trump keep his word. What he said? No taxes
on
overtime.
overtime.
Yeah. I don't know that shit kicked in or not, you know what I'm saying? So they most likely they're gonna tax the shit out of me.
It's fine. But if they just in case they don't, thank you.
No, for real. I appreciate that. It's your job. Do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this week went by real fast for me. It went by real fast. What y'all think about before we get into our own subjects and things like that? Grab a current event. All the women who lost their jobs. Y'all heard about that?
No.
Shitload of women.
So they got unemployed holes out there?
Yet, because I only heard little bits and pieces. But like they said, I think, I don't want to call it a number out. I know it got a 3 in it, and I don't know if it's 30,000 or 300,000, but it got a 3 in it. But like, and because I don't have details, so I'm not gonna lie, right. But I did hear that
just random.
I don't know if it was random. It was, I don't know, strategic. I don't know if it was government and all that. I just know they said it was either all or mostly women, or they was talking about just the women. So I got to do some more investigation.
Damn,
I was hoping that y'all might have heard something.
Because I've been on this thing about the man in New Orleans, she getting indicted.
Okay.
On that. Well, she done a bunch of stuff. She had a hotel room with the dude that she was having an affair with. That was supposed to be protecting her, but I guess he was protecting her.
I guess he was.
From the inside out.
And then it was talking about they getting ready to have an election. One of the dudes, because she going for like bribery, and it's a whole bunch of
the
stuff.
usual shit.
But
Yeah,
the dude that's running got convicted of bribery and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So I'm like,
yeah,
so y'all gonna get rid of one criminal,
right,
to elect another criminal.
Yeah.
But
I need to go back home and just live there for a year and then run for mayor.
You could.
Yeah.
Because in New Orleans, like all our mayors, you know, in our lifetime, all of them was crooked. Like all of them had a bunch of shit going on, man.
Yeah.
Every last
Because
one.
remember when Dutch got he got killed, and that's the forever mystery. You know what I mean? They talking about it was a mob hit, and I mean it looked like one. You know what I mean? Because they found him on the lakefront, sitting in his car. That's Goodfellas all fucking day. You know.
Yeah.
So all of them, man. But you know, New Orleans, it's a corrupt ass city. Period.
Right.
It's like how we bring in all the money for the state.
Right.
Pretty much, where the majority of the money from the state come from New Orleans. But yet other cities, what that is, Monroe and all that, look nice as shit.
Yeah.
Come to New Orleans, you may have a $80 million mansion right here, next block up, you got a project.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it looks like.
St. Thomas set right there, and the fucking $1 million houses was a block up the street.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Sound like DC.
Yeah, with that weird ass configuration. Oh my God. DC is a mess. But when I first started working up there, they sent me to go pick up a youth, and they was like, it's like 123 6th Street Northeast. But I didn't pay attention when I put it in the GPS to the Northeast. I put 123 6th Street. And it put me, and I'm calling them like, look, there ain't no doctor's office out here. I'm on the corner of 123 6th Street. And they was like, what's after that? I was like, SE. And they was like, you in Southeast. And I was like, y'all motherfuckers got merit. And when I saw how it's a circle around the Capitol, and the streets just push out from there. So everything's merit. Everything's merit.
Wow.
I was like, this is ridiculous, bro. And one time they was like, Brian, can you run to the Giant? Then because we needed something for the house. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. Where it's at? They was like, it's in Maryland. I was like, what?
You were all the way to Maryland? Guess what?
Literally, if I drove one block up and went around the corner, I was in Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, I was like, this is ridiculous, man.
Right.
DC is crazy. It touched like Virginia, Maryland. Like you could literally, like you said, drive a block, make a left, go ahead to Virginia.
Wow.
But no. Now that's one thing. Now VA, we out. We have a welcome sign coming into Virginia. And the in and out of pieces of Maryland and DC is just fucking unknown. You know what I mean? It's unknown. Like literally, one dude, he couldn't come to the home because they was like, oh, he got to get the pass because he's in Maryland. And his side of the street was Maryland. Across the street was DC. I was like,
in the middle of a block.
Yep. I was like,
hey,
boy,
man,
y'all state line is off like a something.
The hood is literally walking distance from like the nation's capital.
Right.
It's
I need
crazy.
to look up the history of how that became, bro. Because
I did find out some architecture guy. It was supposed to be the way he built it. It was like all roads lead to the Capitol. Yeah. So it was kind of like that. So no matter what direction you're going in, if you just keep straight, you'll wind up at the Capitol. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I had some street news. I was
street news.
Huh?
Yeah.
I like that street news.
What y'all think about Glorilla winning that award, the gospel award for and don't quote me on what it was for. I think it was best new gospel song. Okay. So there's this podcast I watch, and it's these young brothers. They when I say they know their Bible, they know their Bible. So they was like discussing it. And I was like, man, that's an interesting topic, because I didn't really give it much thought. I was like, it's bullshit. All the war shows are bullshit.
All of them, right.
It's bullshit, you know. Right. But the perspective they was looking at it, I was like, damn, I found, you know, it was real interesting, because you know, they was like, you know, of course the obvious, like she shouldn't have won that. Right. But my take from it was like, I get it, but she did the gospel song. And I never heard it, but I hear that it's really good. And she did it with Kirk butt naked ass, frankly. Yeah. So that's us right there. But but I was like, they whole thing was you got a gospel song, and they say it's a good gospel song, but then the next song is, you know, booty shaking. Yeah, it's completely opposing. But I was like, I said, you can't really tell. She may have one of her biggest fans may hear that gospel song and say, you know what? I'm about to turn my life around. Right. So, and right. So I'm like, and I wish, you know, and of course it was pre-recorded. So I couldn't like call in, but I was like, I wish I could call in, because I understand their perspective, but they never came around to the perspective of, I see what y'all saying and y'all point is correct, but that doesn't mean that the message is void. It doesn't mean that at all. You know what I'm saying? The message may come in a you know, kind of dirty package, but it's still the message.
But you, like you said, you can't get upset about how the delivery happens, because who are you trying to reach? If I do a gospel album, who buying it? People already listening.
Yep, exactly.
That's audience, right? So if I'm trying to reach people outside of that audience, I need to slip it in to somewhere that they're listening. And audience been doing that forever.
Yeah. Because I was, me and Tariq was talking about it, and I was telling him, I said, back in the day, every R&B artist, and I don't care, Patti LaBelle, they had that one gospel song on
one
there.
Gospel song, everyone.
So I was like,
that was their, you know, gratitude, like, you know, I sing people in music, let me show respect to my God, right?
Exactly.
Like that. So like that's not uncommon. So
and I said the only thing that made it a lot more passable then was artists, you know, sung about real life, family, love, you know, and the party song, you know what I mean? Whereas now I get, and like I said, I get and agree with their perspective. The thing that I didn't agree with was how winning a fucking award
for it. You know, and that's probably systemic. Like the idea that she won the award for it is systemic. I'm gonna give her the award for the gospel thing. People going, and their hope is that somebody gonna go to some Christian or somebody gonna go to the gospel thing, listen to that, and then start listening to other stuff and be like, well, that's all right too, or something like that.
And that's
what the industry is.
That's crazy that you say that, because that's what one of the guys said. It's like it's like sending a message that I can love God, but I don't have to change at all. You know what I'm saying? So
is she still in jail?
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. She did go to jail, but
she went to jail. That was foul how they did it too. She went to jail. Oh, somebody broke in her house.
Right. Yeah, I heard all that.
The police got to her house, started going through her shit, found some weed. She show up. They arrest her. Now they ain't never found the dudes that broke in her house. They arrested her,
and they probably won't. But I don't know. I don't think that's foul, because if somebody break in my house and I call the police, and then the police come to my house and find a fucking dead body, I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So but they said that was like distributing amounts of weed. That wasn't like
it wasn't like I'm just smoking this right here.
And the debate with the weed was people buy weed in accordance with their money. So she got more money, so she probably would buy more weed. But don't stop it from being illegal.
Buying it in bulk, people. Let's go.
Right.
Georgia, one of them few states where like it's totally illegal. You can't even open a CBD store. Right. They're not playing that in Georgia. So I was like, damn, okay. Well, what a way to come home, you know, mate. Find out your house got broken into. Oh, by the way, you're going to jail. But
I mean, y'all, if you're doing bullshit, don't call the police. Even if you feel like you call it, you just gotta call it even. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But no, they said somebody else that was at the house called. She didn't even call.
She ain't call? Okay.
Yeah, so it was surprise. So you know what I'm saying? Put your hands behind your back. Yeah. But I mean, you get it how you live, though. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
You taking that
that's
risk,
a part. Yeah, to me, that's a part of the thing. You can't break the law and be mad when you go to jail.
When
it's your job to break the law. It's the police job to catch
I understood as a speeder. When I used to speed all the time, I knew if I got pulled over, I could get a ticket. I knew I could get caught.
You don't argue about ticket. Be like,
you
just be like, damn, you got me.
You know what all right, I'll be there. Wait, I gotta come back to this city to do it. Oh man. I'm gonna figure it out. Thanks, officer. You know. So and when I got the one that crossed the line that was too much for me, that I had to go to another city, and I stopped speeding. I was like, this ain't working no more.
Eventually, that's what they do. Now, on the last piece of hood news, the crime rate in New Orleans is the lowest it's been since the 1960s.
Oh shit!
They've only had 55 murders in the city.
Okay,
55.
Yeah,
niggas is living. I might go back home.
You said 55.
55. Hey,
yeah.
Shit.
That's good. In the summer?
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
that's like winter numbers.
Like no, July.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Well,
wow. Because I still get stuff from like NOLA.com.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
When they sent it, I was like, damn. Now the messed up part is 55 is still like a little over half of 100 people that then got killed.
Right.
But if you from New Orleans, that's a low ass number.
Yeah. All right, New Orleans making you come up. You know what I'm saying? You know.
That's what's up.
And you know what? And I can see the difference even when I was there with regard to like the vibe a little bit, because you know, while I was there, I recognized how bad the food is there, and I stayed swollen and aching and lethargic and mind fog and all that. So I realized, you know, how much, and it's still a food desert too. Like it's hard to find a grocery store, right? And so, but what I did notice is like I went to this lady's herb shop. It's the Goddess Collection. Y'all gotta go. She got all the good stuff, right?
Right.
And so she's all about the herbs and all that kind of stuff or whatever, the holistic stuff, and teaching people about mindset and all that kind of stuff, right? So I went to her shop, and then I passed on. I think it was on Broad because we went to McCarty's. I love me some McCarty's; it'd be so good. So it's the McKenzie chicken, basically. Remember McKenzie chicken?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So but I saw a restaurant that said something about like New Orleans style or soul food or whatever, but vegan. And I was like, okay, well, y'all figuring it out, because we need taste, but we need health too.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, you know. So I'm proud of our people. We're gonna get it together, y'all.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about fuck that you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. Kind of bullshit. Loss versus letting go. And of course, this is in honor of, where I put the thing? Our lovely Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu.
Wish we could get the license to play the song, but we don't have it. So
yeah,
that's coming after me.
I'm telling you, Badu be like, thank y'all for the props. Here's your lawsuit paperwork.
Exactly.
Y'all owe me royalties.
You know, but Erykah, you are very, invited to come on our show and talk to us, like, because you cool people. I started
you give us some verbal consent. We'll only play your songs.
Exactly.
You know what? I might have to try and make that happen. Y'all know she live out here in Dallas.
Do what you gotta do, Fred.
Yeah, go over there by Erykah Badu house.
Yeah.
Videotape that shit.
Yeah.
Let me know how that turned out.
But they say
I'm walking up to the gate right now.
They say you got to be careful with them green eyes of hers, because they say
that's what they say, because they say once she gets you, she got you.
She got you. Yeah. You gotta watch.
See what happened to Andre 3000.
Yeah.
Or I stop rapping stuff.
Bruh.
Start playing the flute.
Playing the flute now. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, Andre is fire. I listen to it. It's fire.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's nice.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, while I was looking up pictures of her, though, I realized how much what I love about her the most is her freedom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she gonna put on what she gonna put on.
Right.
She love what she loves. She love who she love, and she dare anybody say anything about it. You know. I ran across an article about her saying something about Beyonce stealing her style or something in one particular thing or something. Okay. And I was like, nobody else would say that to Beyonce or about Beyonce.
That is true.
Like,
right.
Beyonce and I'm Erica.
Right. I mean, her whole thing, like, what the fuck you gonna do? Right.
So you got to love that level of freedom and all that, and her style is her style. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't surprised for her and Andre 3000 to get together because he has his own eclectic way of clothing too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that felt like a real good match and all that. So on to the topic. I came up with this topic because there's been a lot of letting go, y'all. You know, had to let go of my car, Craig. We love Craig. Love you, Craig. Oh, Craig. I'm sure he's in the salvage yard of the sky.
In the upper room. He's in the upper room.
Parts. When we went to New Orleans, we went to check on my children's grandfather and all that, who was in the hospital and got diagnosed with cancer. And so I was like, I'm not sure if we're going here to let him go or to see if he wants to still live, right?
Right.
And all that. And so I've been paying attention to that in my life and all around me, and it made me start thinking about stuff like losing my jobs, right? Because I always say God fired me all the time because I don't be leaving the job when I'm supposed to, so I get fired some way or whatever. And usually, if I had let that thing go when it was time to let go, I would have got what I needed to get early in the game. Because every time I got fired, I got something better. Every single time, right?
Right.
But if I held on to the feelings of the firing or the, whatever it is, or the hurt stuff, then I wouldn't have got the job. I didn't get the job or the new thing until I let go of the other one. I was just forced to do so.
Right. Yeah.
So I started kind of evaluating the difference between letting go and actual loss.
Right.
Right. So in essence, pull out my paperwork so I don't forget what I'm saying because ADHD. But I look at letting go as a voluntary thing because I help people work through grief a lot. And when they hold on to the stuff and they don't, it's been 20 years, but I'm still so horribly sad and I just can't move on in life and all that stuff, and whether it refers to people, things, events, whatever it is, the more people have held on to it, they have trouble getting free in therapy and healing the thing that hurts and all that kind of stuff. Because they still view it as a loss. Like I lost something. Like if you're walking down the street, you have something in your hand and you accidentally, drop it and you can't find it, that's a loss, right? You didn't mean to do that. But letting it go, if you hand that thing to somebody, right? I'm letting it go at that point, right? So it's voluntary. Oh, your mic not on. Your mic not on.
I'm good now.
All right.
So is there, off the top of your dome, is there any example that you know of in your own life or people around you where you saw a major difference in something they should have let go of, but they're treating it as a loss? And it could be people.
It could be. I know for me, when I first left New Orleans, I was hanging on. Boy, I was hanging on.
That's a good one.
Yeah, nowhere else was better, even though it was better. It was like obviously better, but I found something to complain about. I was like, yeah, and in the wintertime, it fucking snow out this bitch. I'm living in fucking Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Of course it snows, But it was like, like the murder rate in Harrisburg was like 2. You know, I said, yeah,
about 55 right now, y'all.
Right. We bragging about 55. I was like, yeah, it's some bullshit. You know they lying. I just said they was fucking lying. You know, it's more than that. It gotta be more than that. But I the letting go piece was I went back home, and then I was like, man, ain't shit here. You know what I'm saying? But what I was missing was home the way I had it before. I'm thinking I'm missing home. I'm missing the time. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I was like, well, it's time to replace that time with another time somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can imagine that was hard for all of us, you know, and for the people that needed to be back there. Because there were some of us that I never wanted to stay there to begin with, because, you know, I lived out of town all my life any damn way.
Right.
And so y'all were my attachment. My family was the attachment. It was the people, right? And all that. So I'm not even as attached to the things and the surroundings and all that stuff as y'all are and all. But I watched people be angry because they couldn't go back or until that city opened. As soon as they opened back up, there was nothing there, but they went right back to it.
Exactly.
You know, they wouldn't let that go at all.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because after Katrina, when we was in Memphis, they had a couple of people that I had met, because, you know, they had these little groups. And this one dude, he said, but I need to put my feet on my ground. And I mean, as soon as he was able to go back, he was clean out of there. Out of there.
You know, and I know. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I get it. But I had a whole different perspective, man. Because I remember when Dad caught up with me, he asked the normal, y'all all right? Yep, we good. We in Memphis. You all right? Like, yeah, I'm good. He said, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Under no circumstances, do not bring your fucking ass back. I mean, he yelling, don't go back to that city. Like, right. And that was the most serious I ever heard him. And I was like, well, goddamn.
Like, what's
all right? I was like, all right. I felt like, I'm like, Nick, you know something I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But he was sure enough, right? Because even when I went home recently, anytime I go home, I'm like, well, what the fuck is that doing there? That wasn't there before.
Every time you go back up from, they got a Top Golf.
There. Oh shit, they got Top Golf out here.
I don't know if it's the exact same company, but it's similar to Top Golf. I'm riding the highway and I was like, what is all that netting, and is that a stadium? And I'm like, oh, it's Top Golf. Oh, okay. Damn. But so every time you go back, the landscape is different. You're like, that wasn't there, that wasn't there, that wasn't there. They built up this whole area. Oh wait, they knocked all that down. Like, so it's always changing.
Yeah,
always changing. You know. So yeah. What about you, Fred?
It wasn't the city for me, because my situation was the same as yours. I had been out of town so much. It was it was the people was the reason. For me, it was Shirley. I accepted the fact that she passed away, but for years, I still talked about her in the present tense.
Well, I mean, her spirit is still present with you.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I was talking about her like I could just pick up the phone and call her. Till one day, I picked up the phone and called her.
Tried to call her. Oh, wow.
Dang, you dialed the 949 Batiste. That was my first phone number.
Something was going on, and I was like, I need to call somebody. She was my call person.
Right.
And I opened my phone and I went to my contacts and I saw that number and I got ready to hit it. And I was like, oh yeah. She ain't here no more.
Right.
So I think that's when I just had to let it go.
Right.
Okay. Because even though I went to a funeral, I saw her in the casket.
Right.
I put it in the ground.
Right.
But just
your heart
was like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So,
thank you for sharing that, Fred. That's very vulnerable.
No, that's Hey, speaking of that though, do y'all do that? Because I do that.
What you do?
Keep people's contact in your phone.
My mama's number is still in my phone.
Yep.
Auntie
Cheryl number still in my phone.
I don't take
Mimi
my
number still in my phone.
I was actually heartbroken when my sister cut that phone off. I was so heartbroken when my sister cut that phone off. She cut the phone off, and she was the moderator of my mama's Facebook page. And
right.
And I was like, you could have left that up there so we could say stuff to her if we want to.
Yeah, because you could do it.
You could switch it to a memory.
Memory page.
But it was for her. But she did what she wanted to do for her. Right. You know, like so much so I had my mama's picture as my profile or something for the longest. And it used to bother my niece so bad every time I would call or text her or send her something and she would see my mama's picture pop up. But she came to me with compassion, like, can you please change it? Because it's every time it triggers me. Right. So I was like, okay, well, I can do that for you because I can put a phone on my screensaver or whatever, right?
Right.
And all that. So yeah, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard.
I saw the loss and letting go with your mom.
Yeah.
When Papa passed away.
Oh,
and
God.
She would not take that wreath off her door.
Yeah.
That was the first kind of argument I ever had with Shirley. Because she was just adamant. She need to take that down. She need to take that down. He been dead for over a year. And I'm like, you can't
tell her how to grieve.
You can't tell her how to grieve.
Yeah, because that wreath was a home accessory after a while. Yeah. It was
I'm like, he meant something to you. He meant something to her. He was her everything.
Yeah.
No matter how mad she was. Or how rowdy she was, all he had to do was say one thing, and she could be drunk as a skunk.
Right.
You hear him?
Right.
That was it.
I think he was the one person that accepted her wholly for herself.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's who he is.
Yeah, and that's exactly who
everybody. Yeah. You know, you can walk in there, me and be like, look what the cat dog again. Papa be like, come back and sit back with me.
Yeah.
How you been? What you been doing? You know, watch him shoot him us with your papa.
Exactly. Yeah, because I know anytime I went there, I walked back there, he'd be like, go in there, get us some beers. I was like, yeah, all right. For real, we just sit there and watch TV.
Yeah, that's all you do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you want to talk, sometimes you don't. But the beautiful thing was you ain't had to.
You ain't have to. Yeah. I remember I came home from a break in school, and I needed to be around them, but I didn't want to talk about it. I was feeling sad, bad, whatever it was, and I just sat in that den and watched TV with Papa, and it was enough. That was enough. We love you, Papa, and Mimi.
Goddamn.
Mimi. Gotta love my Mimi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, people is very hard to let go. However, not releasing it hold you hostage.
Facts.
You know, hostage. You know. Oh, I had a moment. He was talking about heavy stuff. So the reasons we hold on. And let's switch from people to things, you know, jobs, titles, identities, mindsets, which we talk about mindset on here a lot, habits, coping mechanisms. Hold on to them very tightly. Let's talk about careers and work like I was just talking about a minute ago. I used to hold on to my jobs. And I know for me, the reason I held on was fear. I don't know if I'm gonna get another job like this. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna make this much money. You know, this seemed easy. I don't want to give that up. Plus, looking for a job is disgusting as fuck.
It sucks.
It is.
It's like being single and wanting to be in a relationship and everybody keep turning your ass down.
Bruh.
It's because you feel hurt. Like you go to an interview, don't get the job. You take that shit personal.
It's bad. Because we want to be chosen.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to get chose.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I see people who and it's not so much a maybe a minute. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking to my brain. So I see people who, especially Black people, who get degrees and letters behind their name and letters in front of their name, and then they become adamant. You must call me doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
And so, and I was gonna say it wasn't a letting go thing, but it is a holding on to like using that as your validation.
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's definitely that. And not even with degrees. I remember when Lil Brian was born.
Okay.
And I became Brian Turner Sr.
Oh, senior. Oh, damn.
Man, I wrote when it became one, my signature still is though. But when people would write my name, I'd be like, oh, nah, it's senior. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it's senior, sir. It's not just Brian Turner. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for me, it didn't just mean it was a manhood thing.
Right.
It was there's a smaller version of me out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when Lil Brian was born, I was like, nah, I could live forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I saw it. I was like, this guy's my vitality. So
oh wow.
Yeah. So you do titles. Oh yeah, write that down.
Senior. Yeah. Okay. I remember that. So yeah. So I see it in titles. I see it. Letters behind names. Anything that you feel like identifies who you are.
Right.
You know. We talk about mindsets because we talk about white people in their mindset and Black people in their mindset and nigga mindset and like because people hold on.
Right.
And it's damaging. What about children and family roles? Over parenting. So keeping the old school methods of parenting, say like, our generation changed some stuff how we deal with our children.
Right.
Everybody else, but there are certain numbers, even of us, who are like, I got my ass beat. They're gonna get their ass beat. It worked. But
right.
Oh yeah, I see that all the time. Yeah.
Did it work?
Right.
Did it work?
Yeah, and it for real, it don't work.
It don't work.
Because I mean, I'm an avid believer in, it hurts me more than it hurts
you. Yeah.
Because right. And that's why it was rare. It was rare. It was so, I mean, it was buku rare. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, I didn't like how it made me feel. Two, I don't believe in it. I'm not an advocate for it. I don't believe that it works. I don't believe that it changes the behavior. And I mean, I've even told my kids, like, you get your ass whipped because what you did upset the parent.
That's it.
So now the parent is mad. So now you get hit. You know what I'm saying? And of course they don't. But I told my kids the truth. It's like I go off on y'all because I'm scared. I'm scared when you do stupid shit.
If we can get them to see that.
Right. And it's like I don't want you to grow up and be the guy you pretending to be today. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to die, and I don't want you to go to jail, and I don't want you to have to struggle, and no ways outside of just, the shit regular happens kind of struggle. Right. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck that ass. I'm too damn tired for that shit anyway. Go ahead.
It don't really work. I mean, back in the day when I used to hang out till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and Mona used to beat my ass. You know what I did the very next day? Hung out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You know when I stopped? When she started locking my ass out.
That was a better consequence, wasn't it?
Right, when your ass was sleeping on that back porch with Brandy.
Not the life for me.
Not the life for me. I like that.
Want to be homeless? This ain't cool.
This ain't cool. I like my bed. Right. And that's like the corporal punishment and holding on. I see also parents that hold on so tightly they don't allow their children to explore and learn and have experiences and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And two, I think that's a fear thing.
It is.
Too. Because when me and Melissa first got together, you know, I would go over to her house, and you know, at that time, you know, she only had her 3 kids, and you know, I'd be like, "Dang, you bring them to school?" And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "The school around the corner." Like, it's around the corner. And she was like, I don't want them to walk in. And you could see like even as she was saying it, it was that fear, you know, that crazy thought in the back of your head, that clown from It gonna crawl out of fucking gutter and snatch your kids up.
Right.
So I was like, I said, you know, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. Then when I found out them kids didn't even go outside, like talking about it,
Ooh,
I was like,
bad.
I said, dang. I said, come on. I said, man, come on. I said, I'm gonna go out there with them. And I always tell them, I'm like, I'm the reason why y'all got to go outside, because your mama would have kept your ass inside now. But even now, even as adults, she still has that same concern because her goal in life is to, you know, we get this money, buy this land, and build these houses on this land.
So I can keep my children right.
Everybody has to come home. Everybody's living in one of them houses. So you still got your independence.
Yeah.
You got to be able to see you. Won't never get in your business either. But I gotta see you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get it, but I'm like, man, let them Sharon do what they gonna do. Sharon want to go outside.
Yeah, I have a team member whose mom and she's learning because she's setting boundaries with her mama. But when I tell her mom used to call her every day, all day long, and she's like, I'm an adult, I'm on my own, and I'm okay. I know you're nervous about all the things, but I'm okay. And mom, I can't text and call you every single day and every moment and let you know I'm okay. You just got to believe that I'm
okay. Right. And I get it. It's hard because scary, I think about, you know what I'm saying, you know, my mind, Raven make me nervous. You know what I'm saying? Right. And for real, gotta like push it out in the back of my head. You know, I know ain't nothing gonna happen to Bird. So nobody gonna play with her. But it's like, and with the boys, you know what I mean? And because they boys, because they, you know, black men, especially during the time when the cops was on let's murder black people for no reason trend. Right. And I at that time Othello wasn't driving. I always was like, so glad he's not driving. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It's so I get it. It's a natural worry, but you gotta kind of you gotta swallow it. You know what I mean? Because once you realize there ain't nothing you could do, you know what I mean? There ain't nothing you could do. You can't, you know, you can't change it. You can't keep them in your pocket. Like I think we all wish our kids were back to toddler, elementary school age. You know, when it was fun, they knew when I said stop, it meant stop. But they were where you could get to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can feel that. I definitely can feel that. Yeah, and it's something important you said is like there ain't nothing you can do. They like that's out of your hands, right? So
you got to let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
I mean, hey, I mean, definitely the same reason. I mean, when the kids first started, they're going to school over here by my house because she wanted to see them, make sure they was okay.
Right.
Their first year, she was meeting them at the bus stop, which is just around the corner.
Yeah.
They can walk around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
This year, she's actually letting them walk around the corner. But last year, she was at that bus stop every day. She used to be like, can you go meet them at the bus stop? I'm like, damn, they're just around the corner. They can walk around the corner.
Right.
I see that looking like, you know what? I don't want this argument. I don't feel like it. All right, I'm going to rock the corner.
Right. It's just high anxiety. It's high anxiety. And you find it higher in people who have lost somebody, or they know somebody that's lost a kid, or something happened to them and all that. So they are super hyper vigilant. And like, that's not what happened to my baby. Yeah. So honor to all the protective parents.
Yeah, keep on protecting y'all. But let them children go outside.
Let them go outside. They gotta experience something. You know what I'm saying? So 3, mindsets and beliefs. There's comfort in the known. So even toxic thinking feels safer than change, which we talk about all the time.
Right.
Ego protection, not wanting to admit you've been wrong. And fear of identity loss. Letting go of a belief feels like losing yourself.
Right. Right.
So,
Yes. These things are a thing.
These things are a thing. Then we got habits and coping mechanisms. So emotional numbing, substances, food, overwork because they worked before. So I see that in counseling a lot, where people are like, okay, when I was a kid, this is how I disassociated, or I did this, or I did that in order to survive the abuse and neglect or whatever it was, right?
Right.
Now I got to adulthood and I'm still trying to use some of these same mechanisms, but now my life falling apart. Well, they don't.
Yeah. Right.
That's just through childhood, but now you're gonna have to let those things go and get some healthy mechanisms, you know.
Right.
And people will feel it's grieving the old mechanism, the old thing. And I watched somebody talk about people who use substances, because that I'm not an expert in that area professionally, but letting go of the sub is not just the substance, it's like the reason that they used to begin with, right? Because that's the thing that has to be worked on and let go of. But they're using the substances to numb it, you know, which we use food in the same kind of way. I was an workaholic. I put all my junk into work and all that, but it wasn't effective. That worked for school. It worked for school when I was in mama house and I was going to school all the time and I stayed at school and that was my coping mechanism. But when I got into the world, especially after I had kids, that don't work because I got to take care of kids too.
Yeah.
You gotta be
hide out at work because they like mama.
You know, and then also survival tools turn shackles. What once kept you alive now keeps you stuck. You know, any situations that you think of that's similar to that off the top?
Not for me. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even really seen that in anybody that I can think of. You know, that I know that's
that you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because mine, like I said, mine was working. I know people who get stuck on food. And anything. And again, I tell people all the time, people talking shit about people with substance abuse, but everybody got a vice of some sort that helps them to get by. Yeah. Some people go to the gym and they might over gym themselves, right? So it looks productive because it's not drugs, but that don't mean it's productive.
Right. Yeah. And that's well, I guess I have seen that. I have seen where the gym has taken over, you know, people that I love and care about. But and it works. It works. You know what I mean? It's not that it's a negative coping strategy, but it builds health and muscle, you know.
It does. But don't go overboard, right?
Because to the point where you're on steroids and shit. Or calling yourself Black Terminator, you know?
Right. Yeah. You know. So let's dig specifically into why Black people hold on, because you know this is a Black show, and we talk about Black issues and all. Yep. So historical and cultural stuff. So for us, everything is historical. All the things come from all that stuff, right? Right. So for us, holding on looks different, sounds different, is different because during slavery, we couldn't hold on.
Right. Yeah. Everything was a fight to keep. So, right.
Which translates to now why we hold on so tightly. Because historically, we didn't have that ability to be able to hold on to what we had. You know, taking kids, taking your husband, selling your kid or whatever. You know, and so and when it came to every aspect of life, right? So now I see, and it's a great example of this. When my ex-husband's mama passed away and I was looking in her drawers, she had, you know, the little thing at the bottom of the meat, the little tray that hold the meat, they put the plastic on it.
Right.
Yeah.
She had a bunch of those that she would wash out and keep in a drawer to use for like plates and stuff like that. Right.
Huh.
But she wasn't in a financial situation where she needed to do that. Right.
Right.
She had plastic bags, like grocery bags, folded neatly, put in a drawer. She had ties from bread,
right,
in a container in that drawer and all that. And I said, that is poverty speaking, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm
poverty
going to hold on to
apocalypse.
everything.
Sure.
But that's the mentality. It's like I'm gonna hold on to everything because I don't know when I'm going to need it or what I can use it for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all of that. So like that's deeper. And when I see people hoarding, that's what I see.
Right.
I'm like, you're attached to either the memory of the thing, or I've convinced myself that this is useful and all that. But usually it's because of some emotional lack of letting go of things. You know who that is?
That's Melissa.
Hey,
I was like, I say, trying to get on the podcast because we on.
Because you could come on if you want.
She
get on the podcast.
Yeah. Just popping a fan. Just popping.
So, but yeah, so I see that people will hold on to things in lieu of people, or in lieu of an event or whatever it is. So even in a hoarding situation, I don't know if it's like you don't trust your memory or like a lot of times it's a matter of people holding on because they think letting the person go means they're going to forget about them, means they can't honor their memory. Like, you know, if I let it go, then it won't be in remembrance of.
Right.
You know, so I see that a lot. But again, it holds you back. On one of the ads for the week, I put a fact about like crabs, right? They have to molt. They have to get out that shell.
Right.
They got to do that like 10 times. It's pretty gross. Yeah, I watched it.
I don't want to see that.
I didn't put that on there. You know, I did make a little crab with an afro though. Go back and look at it. Afro crab. But because they have to do that like 12 times a lifetime in order to keep growing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I ever heard of it was when Mr. Krabs had to do it on SpongeBob, but fucked up. Yeah. But if they don't, of course, they can get trapped in there and die because they're continuing to grow. But the shell
won't hold it. It won't hold it, right? And all that. So, just a little visual reminder for you people to let it go, let it go, and all. So being lost being a constant for us, you know, when our people was enslaved, and trying to cling to whatever relationships or roles you could keep because it was life or death. Because if you didn't stick together during them times too, like you didn't survive, right? Even coming right along, sharecropping and Jim Crow and all that. And what we're trying to teach people now is if we don't
conglomerate, we will decimate. You know what I'm saying? So investigate so that you can make it. You know.
All right. You know, so Jim Crow era, you got limited access, overprotection, so few spaces or resources that you guard what you had as gold.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta protect what I got. And then we have my favorite, the inherited scarcity mindset. We can't afford to lose anything.
Right. Because I know I went through my phases where I kind of was well, like you were saying earlier with the jobs, it was like, man, I want to quit this job, but I was never gonna find nobody who gonna pay me like this. And it wasn't even that it was a lot of money, it was just a lot of money for me.
For you, right?
Yeah. And so you figure like, but for real, it's out there. It's out there.
It is.
Leave that dead end job, and all the dead end job is a job you don't want to be at. I don't give a fuck if you the president of the United States or you work at fucking Chick-fil-A. If you don't want to be there, it's a dead end job.
Yeah.
And one of Nate's friends just lost his job the last couple of days. I said, "Good job, it's awesome." They like, no, it's the best thing that could ever happen to him. He was miserable.
Right.
Absolutely miserable. But you get your feelings hurt and take it personal again, like you said with the interviewing. You take it personal when you get fired because it feels like rejection. And fun fact, rejection feels like a real pain in your brain and body, and that's why we avoid it so bad.
I can see that now. Yeah. You know, now I feel the pain of all the rejection I felt my whole life.
Yeah.
Curse you.
Your
Curse
brain
you, ladies.
registers it like actual physical. Your brain registers rejection like actual physical pain. So you really do be hurt.
Right. Damn, now that you know you. I'm going around telling people that
think about differently, right?
Yeah.
You know? So that's how I'm gonna do some, fun facts every night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of when I stopped taking it as pain because I got a lot of rejection in my life, and then one day I was like, "Fuck all of y'all." The only opinion I need is mine.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do it. Like I can talk that talk, but it depends on who it is. I mean,
that's true.
And if it's a stranger person, like, oh, get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean? Because there's no emotional connection. But if it's somebody I'm emotionally connected to, or if it's something I need, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can feel that.
You know, if it's something I need, ergo the job interview, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna take it personal because to them it's just a job interview. To you trying to pay your rent.
You're trying to pay your rent. Yeah.
So you do take it a little more personal. I wish I could blow that shit off like that. I can't. I can't do it. I'm a Virgo. We're a sensitive group of people.
They are a sensitive group of people.
Indeed.
Yes, they are. They are sensitive.
And I'm glad you said that, Brian, because that make me think about me having to let go of Craig. Like part of that was letting go of not only an era in my life, what it represented, the memories, but like I had a symbiotic relationship with this car, right? You know, he took me where I need to go. I put gas in him and I changed the oil, so like it was hard for me to release that and let it go, but it also represented independence. It represented, how I was making money and, like all of these different things. It even represented for me a certain level of power and control because me and my kids live in the same house together as adults and everybody split everything. But there's still a slight power dynamic just because I am mom, right?
Right.
So I'm like, we're going to just be equal. It was like, could never.
Right.
Yeah.
Mama. And if you tell me what to do, I might be mad about it, but I'm still going to do it. Right. And so, in doing that, us putting all the things together and doing all that, when we got the new car, we knew we had to do that together as well and all that. So all of a sudden I was like, y'all don't have to ask me to get in the car and go nowhere.
Right.
Because it was my car. So they had to notify me and all that. And this past week I was feeling some of that because I was like, I go out there and I'm like, wait, where they at? Like, man, they ain't telling me where they going.
Right.
Yeah. I'm feeling some of that now because Tyreek's got his own car now.
Yeah.
Like
he ain't got permission no more.
Yeah. Before it used to be like, hey Dad, I'm gonna run here. Hey Dad, I'm gonna run there. It's like
now they just go.
Knew where you were going, and I had that slight bit of control because it's my truck.
Right.
Now
there's
own car. No.
Right.
They say
shit.
You can't go there.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you guys because Jaden has his own car, pays his own car note. You better not walk out this house without letting me know where you going.
Is he an adult yet?
Huh?
Yeah,
no, he ain't. Nah, Jaden's 17.
That's the difference.
Okay. So you saying it from them being an adult?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's like me.
It was mine. It still be like you better let me know.
Right. Okay.
You're legally responsible for your actions in the streets.
But because Tarika Karima, no, they wouldn't have to let me know. Right. Well, they don't. But still, if me and Melissa goes anywhere, because we have Life 360.
Me too. We do too.
Yeah,
I got
we have Life 360. Anytime if it's me and Melissa leaving together, that phone gonna ring and it's gonna be Karima, and she gonna say, "Where the hell y'all going?"
Yeah, they did me that this morning. I got up this morning. I was like, I haven't been in the car in a bit. I need some time by myself. I need to get out of the house. I'm gonna go hop in the vehicle. Right? I go ride and go to the store, run the errands and all that. I went out the door 5 minutes and they said, ringing my phone. Where you going?
Yeah, boy, them
I'm
kids
just gonna
will
spend some time by myself. That's all. All right. Be careful out there. I was just calling to see where you was going by yourself without supervision.
Right.
Not acting like an invalid. Because you're a little old lady. I'm not little.
No, not yet. No.
So I had to talk to them about holding on.
The fact that even though he doesn't have to, he still lets me know where he goes.
Yeah. Because I mean, because at that point, it's not about control; it's just about concern. And I don't want to be in your business. I just want to make sure you're all right.
I want to make sure you're safe. That's it.
Trust me, I don't want to know your business.
No, don't want to know your business.
It's like, where you going, son? I'm going to get some booty.
Yeah.
I don't need to know all that
shit. I need all that. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Tell me you're going to be back. I'll be back.
Don't be making no babies out there. That's all I'm saying. So we move on to the modern day. We got representation pressure. Staying in spaces for the sake of representing, even though it's harmful. We have cultural loyalty and confusion. Feeling like letting go means selling out. Can you see?
Well, letting go and selling out. Now, And now, I guess would that be selling out?
Wait. Let's use I'm sad that I didn't upload it. The one that you sent, Fred, that we were talking about yesterday, with the man that was talking about. I don't know why y'all black people past and y'all won't let go of the stuff that used to happen and this and that. And the kind of people were like, you mean that's still happening? Like,
right.
It's cool. I would let it go if it wasn't still happening.
Exactly. right. We don't talk about polio no more. You know what I'm saying? I remember we used to get the polio drops. Man, you had to get the polio drops. We don't talk about that.
That's not an issue no more. Right.
But see, my thing, I don't consider him a sellout.
Yeah.
I just consider that his opinion on how he feels. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a sellout.
Let's define sellout. What does everybody feel like a sellout is?
That nigga. Because that nigga is a sellout.
Right. Because there's a difference in holding your people accountable and not acknowledging the pain. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all that. All day long, I'm gonna always be like, get up off your ass, people. Do what you gotta do, people. Don't use this, and this as an excuse. But I'm not gonna say it don't exist. I'm not gonna say it's not a problem anymore. You know, even when I'm talking to clients and I'm like, no, you got to do something different, but I'm gonna hold your hand along the way and we're gonna walk through this thing. And what do you need from me? And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be like, man, you stupid because you're holding on to that nigga. No. I understand why. Okay, so and I've been there. I've been out of hell on before. So let's talk about it. You know, so it's different. And like for me, a sellout will separate themselves from the thing as if it didn't happen to them, if they had the experience.
What that is, Candace Owens.
Yes,
that's a sellout.
Yeah.
This dude still wants to keep his black card while telling black people that was a long time ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
on the border.
That nigga.
Sounds coonery. Like
that's Uncle Ben all day.
Yeah. Uncle Ruckus.
Yep. We's tired. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We can do that. You know, I gotta find it. I'm gonna create an image for that because we talk about them people all the time too.
Yeah.
But, then we got systemic mistrust, my favorite thing. New systems have historically failed or betrayed us, so the old way feels better. I haven't seen that personally.
Yeah, I've never.
But I can see how it can happen.
With that one.
Yeah, Chat Homie fucked me up with that one too. Yeah. You know, but we're gonna say it out loud because we need to challenge Chat Homie too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
You know, we're pulling it from somewhere and all that. So I can think, well, it's kind of the same as we talked about with the whipping thing. So if people feel like this system of parenting or how they did school or how they did a thing, like the new way don't work, right? So here's a good one, and I've used it myself. I'm not doing math like that. Because y'all do new math, and I don't like new math. I'm gonna stick to my own way of doing math. It might be better, I don't know, but I ain't even interested in learning because I just don't feel like learning no new shit. My long division, the way it looks, is the way it is, and that's how I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't like new math.
Because I don't like new math, right? You know.
But and I get that because change itself is an anxiety thing. Right. So
you know, and for me, I struggled with math when I was in school. You want me to learn?
Yeah, I ain't like it.
I barely made it through what I did. Like, you know, I can't learn this new system because I barely understood that system.
Yeah.
Right. So I can understand that in a lot of different ways and all that. So what we used to is what we used to and all that. So that's all he had for the black folks. I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on to the India Irie song that I pulled into this because there's a first verse of India Irie song, Get It Together. Because we're moving on to like the results and the consequences of holding on and not letting stuff go, right? So the verse go, one shot to your heart without breaking the skin. No one has the power to hurt you like you can. Kept it inside, didn't tell no one else. Didn't even want to admit it to yourself. I think that's the wrong verse. My bad. From 15 years of holding the pain, and now you only have yourself to blame if you continue to live this way. So you hold it in your body. Like when you're holding on to stuff emotionally and not letting go of all the things. And I can see it now, paying attention to how we take care of our bodies and all that, that those that have heavy emotional pain die early. You worry about stuff that you're holding on to, you have strokes and high blood pressure.
Right.
Those people get sick at a higher rate. I have noticed a correlation, and this ain't nobody else study, just what I've been noticing about what I see. And that older people who have not historically been able to get stuff off their chest, say stuff, process things, and they're holding on to all the things, tend to die from cancer, and they do it quickly. I've seen that. The fact that your gut holds so many nerve endings, and when you get nervous, you feel it in your gut. Whether it's butterflies in your stomach from about to do something first, but you feel it in your gut. You ever been so nervous that you got to take a shit?
No,
I ain't never been.
Oh my God!
So a thing for high anxiety people because your digestive system holds
it. Let it go.
You let it go.
It's like, God damn.
And so, the digestive system holds a lot of the it's connected directly to the to your nervous system, right? And all that. And so when your nerves get bad, like black people say, and all that, it affects your digestion. That makes sense for my mama. My mama always had digestive issues. Always. Constipated, couldn't poo, all the things. Well, same thing. Constipated, couldn't poo, same thing.
Right. Get what you mean. Couldn't poo.
Ain't shit, you know what I mean? But I've also been learning about how stress. Y'all already know the stress, anxiety. You can feel the stress in your muscle.
Oh yes.
And all that. Tension in your neck and in your back and all that. And I'm finding out that different emotions affect different parts, specific parts of your body, but based on what the emotion is.
Right.
So it will hurt. It will hurt, and it causes rapid aging as well. Because first of all, if you stay like this, a lot of people.
Dang, so that's what's wrong with them white people.
Oh my God.
How old are you? I'm 22. Oh my God, I thought you was 77.
Now you gonna go up. Don't that make sense, Nada?
Yeah, I'm like, shit, you look like you need some fucking
You
health
got
care.
the absence of melanin, and
right.
you worrying all the time.
That's not,
You worrying about black people.
Eating them. Right.
Yeah. That's why y'all look like that. Stop doing that. Leave us alone. So Erica also did a thing in the remix of that song too. That she called out the different kind of bags. Y'all tell me what you think each bag is. She said, "What about the garbage bag lady?" This is brothers too. Don't. I'm not leaving brothers out.
Right. It's not a lady thing.
It's not a lady thing. It's an everybody thing. So what would you think garbage bag lady might represent? Hold on.
From a man's perspective, that brother that can't get it together. Going from woman to woman for that place to live, got them damn clothes in the garbage bag.
Oh,
everything he owns is in that bag.
Okay.
And for the ladies, kind of like the same, the same.
All right. You think same thing, Fred?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds good. Me, garbage bag. I kind of, when I heard, because I didn't listen to that song a zillion times. Just carrying around like useless junk.
Oh, that's good. That's
like
good.
Beefs that nobody's worrying about but you. Issues that just stuff that nobody's worried about or mad about, but you. You bring it up and people be like, "You still mad about that?"
That's gone.
Like, damn, dog, I got over that 10 years ago.
Right.
All right. What about the grocery bag lady?
Them single mothers and fathers. Going to the Kroger to Winn-Dixie. The shoppers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm agree with that one. That's why I kind of think about that. I think single mothers, single fathers.
Okay. Chat homie says carrying survival stuff, responsibilities, bills, stress, but refusing to help lighten the load. And for the brothers, trying to carry out the responsibilities at once, same thing. Thinking, for men, thinking it proves your strength. All right.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I can see that, and I can see where Chad Homie got that from, because usually, even as a couple, you come home, they got the groceries in the car. That man gonna try to max out that. He gonna try to make that bring them bags in one load.
One load.
And I'll let you know a secret. It's not about showing how strong we are. It's about I don't feel like going back and forth.
It's about efficiency.
Right.
Because for real, when we come home with the groceries, nobody's meeting us in the garage.
Nah.
They hear the damn garage door coming up. Nobody come out there because they figure, oh, that nigga got it.
We got it.
Yeah, them little bastards will greet you.
By the time they get downstairs,
walk right past you. Yeah.
You pull up in the garage there, everybody in the garage waiting for you. So I can see what Chad Homie got.
Got that one. All right. What about our Gucci Fendi Coach bag, ladies and brothers?
People, I'll say people for both. Those people that feel like the name brand makes the man or makes the woman. There's people that like just have to have a name brand thing, and a lot of times they say, "Oh, this is Dolce and Gabbana." I'm like, I just look like a bag to me. You know what I'm saying? Like most people don't even recognize it when I see it. Right. It either look good or it's ugly. That's what I see. Right. But that group, and they needed to sustain who they are. It shows their value, their purpose, their worth. I'm
a 100% agree with that, because somebody just felt the need to tell me one day that their Coach purse was $800.
Right.
It's just a purse. Like, it ain't no different than the $5 purse you buy from Walmart. Hold all your shit.
I would have got the address so I could write them a letter, and it just would have said stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I worked with a lady whose boo used to buy her a purse every year, And those were like $3,000 purses. I was like, y'all got to be losing y'all minds.
Yeah, I don't.
Never ever. I said, what you do with them every year? You at least sell them to somebody else, or they just sitting in the top of your. You got millions of dollars in bags sitting in the top of your closet.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
And won't give them to nobody.
Right.
They will just sit there and collect dust. I'm gonna use it one day.
Where they live at? I'm breaking it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, let me think with my hood brain.
Like, I'll take whatever you give me for this shit.
All right. What about our paper sack people?
Now, when she said paper sack,
see
that she talking about like a paper bag? Yeah.
It's like paper bag, right?
Right.
So,
that's what I was
Cat
thinking.
Homie said, carrying fragile self-esteem or a weak sense of self, one drop of rain and it falls apart. So fragile egos.
Fragile egos. Yeah, I can see
under
that.
the slightest
I know some people with fragile egos, and you tell them one thing, and they just they fall apart like a paper bag in the rain.
Right.
That's pretty
good.
But
that's like, to me, that group of people is people who believe their own bullshit. You know, like they think they the shit, and they really think everybody else thinks that way too. You know what I'm saying? So that's a horrible group.
It is a horrible group.
They need therapy.
They do. What else? And that's a lot of characteristics of narcissism.
Yeah.
I work with a couple of narcissistic people.
Okay. And here's the easy one. What about the Nickelback people?
They smoking that weed, smoking that fire. But I took that one as the coping mechanism.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I wanted to look at it from the entertainment piece. You know, people just who enjoy it, but nah. I mean, when you listen to the right. But that's what I'm saying. It can be used for that. But looking at the, you know, the weight of the song, the coping group. You know what I'm saying? The coping side of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just trying to clear that stress off. You know?
Right. What about our backpack people?
Again, I took that one as the single parent group. You know what I'm saying?
Or
the struggling student. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can feel that. Because that's what I was thinking was the student thing when I thought backpack.
Right.
But he went a little deeper and said carrying your childhood wounds and trauma everywhere you go.
Okay. Indeed. Yeah. Could see that.
Booty bag people.
Now, did she say Buddha bag or booty bag? So you put some ass in a bag, like people. All right, people with BBLs.
Okay, all right.
Didn't work out. Okay. So now your ass look like a big ass bag on your small ass thighs.
That would be a self-image, body image thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Salome also said from baggage from sexual relationship, body image, shame around sexuality, for men carrying sexual conquest, body shame, or old intimacy wounds.
Yep. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Plastic bag people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never got that one.
Yeah.
Right.
At that point, I thought she was just trying to name every
throwing shit out, right? Which she might have been, but we're gonna make meaning out of it,
right?
And all that. But now that when I listen to her talk, I know everything is purposeful. So I now I don't believe she throws stuff out there. Cheap temporary coping methods that break under pressure. Self-medicating instead of unpacking the real. No, that was the wrong one. Temporary coping mechanisms that keep ripping under stress. Because you think about a plastic, that thing don't hold much.
Right.
Right.
So, okay. Baby bag, mama and daddy. That's where I think this the single parent thing came from me.
I can see that.
Yeah. I can see that, but I can also see it from, you know, even that struggling, you know, young couple or older couple.
Yeah.
With the new, you know, with that new kid, life is life, and one work at Chick-fil-A, the other one work at Hardee's, and now we got to build a whole family.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, because I think he missed that one. Because he said co-parenting baggage, parenting stress, unresolved issues with an ex, custody drama, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That your point really need to be added in there too, because babies are hard.
They are. Goddamn it. You know why? Because they do what they want to do. I'm a firm believer that
for real.
I'm like, God knew what he was doing with babies. That's why they don't have no teeth, because babies are like animals. They because they single-minded.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you was to die in your house and it's just you and your baby, and if your baby had teeth and claws, they'd eat you. They would eat you and wouldn't think two damn things about it. That's it. You ever seen a baby breastfeed? Oh my God. It's like a fucking attack. Right. It's violent. It's violent. Man.
I know they presented like, oh, he's so sweet.
Right.
No, not from what I've seen.
Oh,
no. They going after that because the only thing on their mind is eating.
Yep,
that's it.
I'm telling you, I've seen.
It ain't because they love you. It's because they
right, right. And people think, oh, look at my baby. I'm like, yeah, nah, you fool. They done recognized you as you the one that provides me with nutrients. You understand? The love they ain't gonna come about right there. You gotta wait till they're about 1 or 2 years old before they start recognizing emotions and love and shit.
Otherwise, it's like follow them titties. Where you go?
For real.
All right, now we got did we do? I feel like we did book bag. Did we do book bag?
Yeah, we did.
Book bag, same thing. So I think book bag there was a little different. Talking about school, education, trauma, the pressure of being the smart one in the family, the pressure from education.
I ain't never had that problem.
Or being a hope.
I did just enough to get by.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You were the smart one in the family.
Yeah, exactly.
And they do be pressured because everybody be like, you going to college? When you go? When you gonna graduate?
Nobody was asking me that shit.
Man.
Hell no.
You certainly was asking me all the time, when you gonna graduate? When you gonna go to school? You get on my damn nerves with that. When you gonna graduate? It took me 13 years to get an undergraduate degree, but I got it.
Well,
hey man, it ain't my fault. You shouldn't have been telling us every time you saw me, oh, I'm going to this school. I'm going to that school.
Right.
I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna be a professional student. I was like, she gonna know a lot of shit just to be from random places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I started at Southern, right? And Ms. Rubin and them got me in there, right? And then I had a moment, I think, this is one of my first moments being fed up with Black people and how they are, because I used to, had to get the financial aid and all that. Every time I stepped into a registrar, a financial aid officer, you was met with all this attitude, like they was doing you a favor. Right, and all that. Right. If people don't go to school, y'all don't work. So, like,
exactly.
And if
like
more people didn't go to school, there wouldn't be a financial aid department. So, but I don't know. And I guess I was already fed up with the financial aid process because, again, systemically, that is a headache, right? And stuff. And I walked in there seeking help. People, I'm on the edge of tears. I'm trying to get back into school, all this stuff. And I'm met with, and what you want? And, like that kind of shit. And I'm like, I'm done. And I'm going to white people's school. I'm going to see what happens. So I wound up going to UNO. I left UNO because their psychology program was so complex. I just said I don't like math, and theirs was research-based, so you had to do calculus. Simple math for me. Yeah. Simple math for me. But if you're doing research and you're doing, so then it's more required. Not anymore so much because computers do all the things, right? And all that. So then I wound up leaving that program and went to, I'll go next. Oh, no, I went to Texas Southern for a minute. That's what I did too. Yeah, because I moved to Houston.
You went to Houston,
Yeah. And then when I came back, I think I went to UNO. But then after that, when I left UNO, I went to LSU. And I like LSU, but it is a white people school. But I was so far my adulthood at that point, because again, it took me 13 years. So I was so far in my adulthood at that point, I just needed my degree from wherever I could get it from. It wasn't about the school, the culture, none like that. Just give me my degree and all that. You know, I do kind of wish sometimes that I had went back to Southern though, because I think I missed some black college experience by leaving there too early. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. My boyfriend teased me all the time. My boyfriend teased me all the time because he went to FAMU. And so he teased me about going to Southern, and then he teased me about ending up at LSU. So yeah, it's all right. So the last two we got is the Ziploc bag lady. And gentlemen, we're just trying to compartmentalize emotions, but still carrying them. He got me on that one because I didn't know about the Ziploc, and I'm a Ziploc queen. And then the last one is the shopping bag person. So like consumerism as a coping mechanism and trying to buy your way out of pain. And for the gentleman, buying things to feel valuable and filling a void with stuff. So
I've seen that on both sides.
Yeah. And I see that all the time.
On both sides.
And people, this is how they get us with stuff like Amazon.
Yeah.
Because we holding on to stuff and won't let go of things, and then we get dysregulated about this, that, or the other. And the first thing we do is hop on Amazon and fill up our basket. And then you could get it free, and you could get it with Prime, and, and all that kind of stuff. But like, we gotta find better coping mechanisms. You know,
we picked out this deal just for you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know, so
I get those emails every day.
Every day. And I need people to understand that too, that like consumerism and capitalism thrives off of us not letting go of stuff. It thrives off of our bad psychology, us being traumatized and all that kind of stuff. Because the coping mechanisms that we have in place make them money.
Yeah.
Make a lot of money.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, what else? Is there anything you've been afraid to let go of?
No.
You sure?
Not at one time in my life, I was going through a bad time. And the bad feeling of all things. I was scared to let go. Yeah, it's like things were bad, then things got better. And then as things went from better to great and from great to awesome, I found myself kind of hanging on to the bad feeling because the bad feeling protected me. Because the bad feeling was always like, if shit hit the fan, I'm already ready for that.
Yeah.
So if I let go of this, that the anxiety, the nervousness, the mental preparation, and then things go bad, then it'll be worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I found myself subconsciously missing when I noticed the moment where I was like, hey, I feel great. Then I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. No, don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
like, no, don't do that. Where's my fucking anxiety? I need that.
Right, I need.
Yeah, okay. So you was always the monsters under the bed. Just be ready for them.
Wait for the shoe to drop all the time.
Yeah.
I saw someone I was searching and said, one of the reasons that we hold on and refuse to let go of things or people or whatever it is because we don't believe something this great will happen twice.
Right. Yes.
Like this cannot possibly happen again. So I got to hold on to whatever this is. It might not even be as much as I need it to be, but I do have this. But what if I never get anything better? Right. So both of those things are true. Okay. What did you do to let go of it?
I accepted the good news. Yep. I accepted the good news. And I accepted the good because everything's good.
That part.
But at the same time, I accepted if it's not,
possibility.
Yeah, I accepted that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, people, it's about acceptance. Like you accept it, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you see it as, and I help people with their grief in that way to transition from it's a loss to I let it go, or I let them go and all that. Yes, I'm about to tackle Christianity again, because in Christianity, like we're taught about, okay, they're going to heaven, right? And all that. And I was thinking about this. If in fact my loved one leaves here, if they taught us that our reward is in heaven and everything is okay and gravy once you get there, why so much sorrow while we're still here and that person's going on? It should be celebratory, right? It should be, yay, they made it to heaven, right? Except we don't know if they made it to heaven or not, because they got a few criteria to get there, right? So you got to live your life right. And most importantly, you have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, right?
Right.
However, if you live your entire life right, but you haven't accepted, then you go to hell. Right. And if you accept it, but then you live your life not right, do you go to hell? We're not sure about that, because you
I can't really call that.
Right?
That's that gray area.
So that would be confusing for me. And my loved one supposed to go to heaven, and in my eyes, they did good shit. But what if you find out that this is nefarious shit?
Right.
Did they go to hell? Right. Are they okay? And the notion that the spirit has left the earth, right? Because they also teach us to be afraid of the supernatural and be afraid of, spirits and ghosts and all that kind of stuff, right? So, even though the Holy Spirit is a spirit, I want to point that out.
Yes,
you're not allowed to talk to ancestors because they dead. However, you're supposed to recognize that the spirits are spirits, and those spirits are real and good for you. But like the other spirits, I'm confused. Y'all confused yet? Okay, just want to. But when I help with transition, with people transitioning, I ask them stuff like, do you still feel your loved one close to you, near you, or whatever? And getting out of the mindset of the body being the actual person, right? Just like we did Fred. It was like, Fred, she's still present, right?
Right.
But he was stuck on her physical body being present. I being able to call her, right? Because I can still communicate with my mama. I just got to listen different.
Right.
I know what her voice sounds like, so I can even put it in that voice tone if I want to in my head, right? And stuff like that. But she's still present. And so helping people to let go of the idea of the body being the person, and then the spirit is the person, and they still exist, just not in the way that you are used to them existing.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like we look for what we accustomed to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's the be all and end all of who or what the thing is.
Right. So I agree with Brian that like acceptance is a huge part of of allowing yourself to let things go, accepting what is. I also do stuff like what will be, what is for me is for me. Like, and that might not work for other people. I ain't telling you to do what worked for me, but it helps me letting things go. If I realize something else usually does come better, right? And in order to get a new car, I had to let go of Craig. Craig was dying, honey. You can't drive him no more. Like, looking at the facts of the matter, right?
Right.
Some of that was a worthiness, like you was talking about, Brian, that like, do I deserve a new car? Because Black people, we work real hard to get nothing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We're used to doing that.
Yep. And it's almost like an expectation. Like like the vehicle I'm trying to get now. I was like, I saw it and was like, oh no, I can't get that. That's new. That shit just came out. I can't get that. Let me look at this 1990. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going that far.
Not even
right. Look at this this is 1990 Samson and Son pickup truck.
I'm just gonna fix it up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hook it
you
up,
know.
man.
Then if somebody hit it, I ain't gonna worry about losing it because it's real metal right here. I'm gonna fuck them up. You know. Yep. So much is in worthiness too. Like I had to sit in that vehicle and say, I deserve to have a new car. I deserve to have a new car. I work really hard. I didn't build my business. I done done this. I done done that. I deserve to have a new car. Right.
Yeah.
But also looking at the systemic parts of that is that they judge me based upon my credit score, which isn't perfect by any means. Right. And so we start using their criteria to decide what we are worth.
Right.
That's a systemic issue. Right. We have value just in existing. Therefore, we deserve all the things too. And that's the difference between our mindset and white people mindset is because they are homegrown with entitlement. Oh yeah, you deserve all the things. You know, and when you're 15, I'm buying you a brand new Mustang. I can never buy my baby a brand new Mustang. That's irresponsible.
Right. Yeah,
number one. You're a brand new Mustang, right? Mm-hmm. You know, but there's the entitlement that they learned, you know, from, you know, their culture, if you want to call it that, is it is a sense of entitlement. It is a they don't worry about losing stuff because they know they can get more stuff.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, because I mean that's been their norm. Their whole journey is getting
right.
Our whole journey is struggling,
working,
and get a little something. You know?
Right. Exactly. So, other ways. I don't know what I did with my paper. I go off the dome, y'all. Other ways of being able to let go and release is, so we talked about acceptance. You got to be able to recognize first that you are holding on to something, because that's the first thing. You got to know a thing before you do anything about a thing and all that. So recognizing that this is a problem, I'm holding on to this, or this is holding me back from getting where I'm going and all that. That's usually when people come to therapy too, when they're like, I don't know what's going on, and I just can't do this, and I can't do that, and I can't do this, and I'm like, okay, what is it that you're blocking yourself? You're in your own way, right? Because you won't release this thing so you can get that thing. You know, because this man, I know he don't treat me right, but well, you can't find. I just want a man that. Well, you got to let the bad one go, baby.
You gotta let him go.
Nobody gonna be fighting that man.
Sitting in the seat of the man that you desire, and you're accepting less than, right, and all that. So I see it as recognizing, identifying the issue, admitting that there is an issue, and being willing to work on it, and all that. Seeking whatever help you need. And I'm not saying you got to go to therapy, but you should. But if you have somebody in your life that can connect to that and help you to recognize the thing, right? If I roll over Brian, be like, Brian, you got to let that call go.
Right.
Listen, like, you know, well, y'all mean, you know, harm, bro. We just and all that. So recognizing it, doing something about it, and putting the things to action, because you have to practice the things that you want to continue to occur, right? Feed the animal that you want to grow, right? And so if you still have in mind thoughts, if you're having thoughts of unworthiness, I don't deserve this, or the other shoe gonna drop, I just know this man gonna leave me, or I just know this house gonna fall down. You know, here come the police, they're about to arrest you. Like, right?
Yeah.
And all that. So you have to retrain those thoughts and all that. The house is not gonna fall down. Brian, you mentioned acceptance of both ends, right? And
right.
Yeah.
So the house could, in fact, fall down.
Right.
But it could also not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we get that negative mind state with no evidence of negativity. It's like nothing fucking negative happened, but you build that negative wall there. It's like, okay, so this could happen. Sure, that could happen. But what helped me get out of that too was when I noticed that's how I was thinking. I was like, well, ain't that some shit? How come I never think I'm gonna buy this lotto ticket and win? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why I don't have that same mindset, but on some positive. You buy a lotto ticket, be like, man, I hope this the one. But then it's like, man, the motherfucker's gonna fire me, and you believe that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You believe that shit.
You know, and you're right. You had the same level of hope when you at your job. And let's talk about that too, because if you believe you're gonna get fired, do you believe you deserve the job? Do you believe you are a good candidate for the job? Like, if you're not, then move on and find something else. Or do you even want the job if you feel like you're gonna be fired? So you got to evaluate all that too, right? They're gonna fire me, but should you be fired? Like,
right.
You know, and do you not want to be there anyway? Should you be also
exactly? That I think that's the main question. Why do you think you're gonna be fired?
Right.
Are you doing something to get fired, or do you just don't want to be here?
Right.
Right.
If you don't want to be here, leave.
Right.
Go where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or just go some fucking where else. You know what I'm saying? Because where you want to be might not be as easy to get to. So I don't want y'all out there working around like I gotta go where I want. Nope. No. Just go some fucking where else. You know what I mean? Because like I told you, and Fred, you know, I didn't talk to you about it. That job I had, well, make good bread. I was adamant, like I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't. Fuck that money, you know.
Because I told you, like, all money ain't good money.
Right.
Yeah.
But the shit keeping me now.
Paying you, but
it was never. Once I saw, and it's crazy because, you know, and again, you know, spiritual connects.
Right.
The day I walked in there just on some meet and greet shit, I felt that vibe. The whole atmosphere. I was like, oh, this whole place is negative. You know what I'm saying? I felt it then. And really didn't meet number 2 people. And the 2 people were cool as shit. But I just felt the whole vibe was negative. Then when I got in there, once I saw it, I was like, yep, I'm going to be the fuck out of here. Because that's the whole thing. Like, since I began to, since I fully became my biggest fan, not on no arrogant shit, y'all. Just on,
you know, you got to be your own biggest.
Right, supporting me where I need to be supported. Yeah, it's like I basically I ain't taking no shit because it's a job. They got garbage jobs everywhere.
Everywhere.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Everywhere. I don't have to stick with this one. I can go somewhere else and be overworked and underpaid. But the motherfuckers be glad to see me every fucking day. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I realized things about, you know, it's about that getting that stress off because you shouldn't stress to make no money.
I feel that. And again, systemic and cultural and slavery, because that's all we ever did, right? Stress,
right?
Work hard, get nothing, right? Stress, work hard, get a penny. Stress, work hard, get a wooden nickel. Stress, you know what I'm saying? It's like boundaries. Every time we make a step up, though, we're working just as hard or triple as hard, but we still getting this much. And that's how I sat in that car place. I was like, and determined though to be willing to walk away, because that was my point there. Because I was like, if I ever already walked in here with the understanding that I could get a call or I could not get a call, right? I walked in with the understanding of I know how the systems work. I know how credit scores work. I know what my status is with them. So I know what this thing looks like. So what's important to me, right? Life of the loan, don't care. Interest rate, don't care. Monthly payment.
Yep. Because and you know, and I've heard them financial people like don't ever tell them how much you want to pay a month. And I let the dude finish his whole little thing, and I'm like, yeah, you still sound stupid as shit to me because that monthly payment is what fucking matters. You know what I'm saying? Right. It matters because when I don't have to pay it, that's when it don't matter.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because the car could be $15,000 or it could be $55,000.
Thank you.
I don't have 15 or 55. You see what I'm saying? So I have to have a payment. So if I go up in there talking about this is what I can afford to pay every month, and it's really not even so much about what I can afford to pay. This was comfortable for me to fucking pay.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So I can actually pay you more, but I'm not doing that. So and they get me at that point, then that's what matters. They're like, oh, but they'll get you an interest. Bitch, they give me an interest regardless.
Anyway.
They give me an interest regardless. Even if they sold it to me without all the extra fees and shit, they still getting over.
I just told the kids that. I was like, the fact of the matter is, even if I have 0% APR, they're gonna make their profit regardless.
Right. You still paying over
price
what they
tag on there is way more than what they paid for it. Right.
Exactly.
So all that don't matter. I want to keep the car every month. That's what I want to do.
Exactly.
I want to utilize the vehicle because I'm gonna overpay regardless. Right.
Yep.
The fact is, this loan will probably not be done by the time before the car dies.
Right. Yeah.
You know, then I'm gonna flip that, and then y'all gonna put the rest of that bullshit on the next note.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. Because even that trade-in thing don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still gonna pay for that old car.
You know you're paying for the old car. Yeah, exactly. You know. So I asked Chad Homie about some no bullshit ways to let it go. Right. So we already talked about acknowledging the bad because you can't release what you won't name. Say it out loud. Say what you're holding on to. The second, check the weight. So ask, is this serving me or suffocating me?
Right.
Survival tools that once saved you now might be killing your peace. Right.
Right.
And I had a client that was like that would shut down and be quiet because she wasn't seen or heard growing up. But that wasn't working for her in adulthood because nobody was hearing her on purpose because she wasn't saying
Right.
If the weight feels heavier than your worth, that's your signal.
Yep.
If you drive up to your job and your stomach hurt every day, that's a sign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Start looking for another job.
Right. For real. Because I had jobs where I had such a good time. I don't even remember getting paid. But couldn't wait to get to work. You know what I'm saying?
That's the ones I love. That's the ones I love. You know. 3, ritualize the release. Humans need closure, and our ancestors had rituals for this. Write it down and burn it. Create a playlist and dance or cry it out. Have a funeral for the old version of you. Speak the words, I release this. That shit works.
Yeah. Now
it do work. Yep. You know who taught me that? Black Panther. Because they had rituals when Syria and Wakanda Forever finally burned that.
Yeah, she was able to release it. That's a perfect example.
She was able to let everything go after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she was just holding on to her brother.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but what helped her in that holding on as well is meeting his son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she saw a piece of him still existing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but hey, I just thought about.
I see your eyes. I see your eyes.
No, because I had forgot something I figured out while watching The Eyes of Wakanda. And I don't know if it's Ryan Coogler. I don't know if it's a family member, but it's another producer. It's animated. It's on Disney Channel.
Okay.
We're looking at that and doing the math.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed in Wakanda, right? The basic premise is, they going out and it expands back like all the way back to slavery,
right?
But not really to current. But it's dated. It's back then. Okay. So you got agents from Wakanda. They go out and they getting these artifacts back that got what's the vibranium in them. Okay. But of course, the people who have them don't know it's vibranium. And they just think it's a pretty rock. And so they going out undercover, boop, 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 getting this stuff back, right? On the last episode, they going out to the deserts of Nigeria or something like that to get this hammer. And as soon as you see the hammer, you're like, hey, that's the hammer from Black Panther. So they retrieve the hammer. They on their way back. The last Black Panther from the future, I'm talking about like past us in the future.
Okay.
Comes back in time, basically says, hey, y'all motherfuckers got to put that hammer back where you found it. And they was like, oh, wait, this some bullshit. You know, we Wakanda forever. But like, bitch, I'm Wakanda forever too. You know what I'm saying? So they get a little scuffle. And, this woman is the last Black Panther. So obviously she wins the fight, but she's not trying to hurt him. She basically begging him, like, you have to put the hammer back because Wakanda retrieved that hammer. These aliens came to Earth like buku years in the future and destroyed the Earth.
Oh, shit.
Here's the catch. Here's the caveat.
Okay.
The reason why they were able to destroy the Earth. Now check out the meaning in this and tell me if you grab it real quick. the reason why the aliens were so successful destroying the Earth is because of the Wakanda rule. The aliens came and they attacked America. Wakanda was like, we see these aliens attacking you. Fuck y'all. We don't get involved. Japan, we don't get involved. And Wakanda had all the advanced weapons. Right. And it went from country to country to country. There was only one country left it hadn't just devoured, which was Wakanda. Right. Was tearing their asses up. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So her whole point was you have to put the hammer back. So the hammer can be found by the white people. It can be placed into a museum. Killmonger is gonna find that fucking hammer, take over Wakanda, and we'll never be in this situation
again.
So, because the way it ended was the actual scene from the movie with Killmonger standing in that museum looking at that hammer. And then after doing more math, I figured out, damn, Wakanda ain't really down for us. You see what I'm saying? As people outside of Wakanda, because as black people, we jumped on Wakanda like it's a black thing.
Yeah, because we're looking for something to connect to.
It's really a Wakanda thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because Killmonger was the one who said we should share all this technology with the world. Because nigga, I grew up in the gutter. Because y'all left me there. You know what I'm saying? And we can help us out there. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, dang, I said, wow, I said
that is a deeper meaning.
Yeah, and I said I never really looked at Wakanda from that perspective. It's like, Wakanda wasn't about black people, they were about
Wakandans,
I saw that in the first Black Panther movie. And I'm gonna go look at that like after we're done. But I saw that in the Wakanda. Wakanda's whole thing was we're going to protect Wakanda.
Right.
So that animated series sound about right. We go out. If anybody got any trace of vibranium, we don't want them to start looking for this shit.
Right.
And then stumble over Wakanda.
Right.
But even with that,
nobody. They whole thing was, we don't interfere with nobody else's shit.
Right.
If it ain't got nothing to do
with my point is that that's a fucked up ass rule. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it, it was a fucked up rule.
Yeah.
And but I'm glad that Coogler, even though he put that in there, which he didn't create the concept come from the comic book. But even though I like that he counters it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Eyes of Wakanda, that's all his writing.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? But I like that the whole premise of that cartoon is that. Right. Plus, the people that were going out to look for the vibranium, they was out there 10 years sometimes.
Oh,
but when they came back, when they came back, it wasn't even like a celebratory thing. So he did touch on like, damn, I've been gone all that motherfucking time and shit, I'm just back. You know what I'm saying? So I like that he touched. I'm glad that he touched on the conflict, and I like that he doesn't portray Wakanda as this perfect environment.
Elevated. Yeah. And I think black people attach themselves to that part because it looks like the greater form of us, right?
Right. Like what black excellence would look like, right?
Right. Like what black excellence would look like. And so we attach ourselves to that to give like the oppression that's in our heads and our hearts that we live with every day. We just again grab it on the hope.
Right.
Like I need some hope. So Wakanda looks like hope for black people because we still live in an oppressive state. But you're absolutely right. If Wakanda ain't about all the people, then
right.
Right.
It's a not segregated, but separatist. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you think about his girl, T'Challa girlfriend. Her whole thing was we need to share our research because she was a spy.
Right.
So she was out there with the people. So she saw all these people suffering and dying and going through all this shit, and everybody in Wakanda just
sitting there.
But that's what I'm saying. You'll see that in the comic book too, because they constantly would say, well, once you leave Wakanda and go out there in that world, it's gonna change you. It's gonna change you. So
that's interesting.
Because I think you are right. People just like started making Wakanda like Wakanda was Eden.
Yeah, because that's what it represented for black folk.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm like,
you've been told the whole time you ain't shit. And these people got the technology nobody else have, and they have the minerals everybody like. So it was like, well, look at us doing shit.
Right.
Yeah, because the only reason T'Challa even opened up Wakanda to the rest of the world was because of Killmonger.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the only reason he did it, because he saw Killmonger wouldn't have been Killmonger if they were sharing their resources with the rest of the world.
Right. Yeah. Bottom line is, I mean, because Killmonger is one of those, technically a villain who was right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hurt. He got hurt. He got left behind. You know, his people sold him out basically, right, and let him hang out there.
He couldn't come home.
Right.
His daddy knew he couldn't come home, and then the Black Panther killed his daddy and just left him in the hood.
Just left him sitting there. Yeah.
But it was worse than that, because he killed his brother.
Right.
Yeah.
He literally left him alone.
Yeah.
In this world. And I had a whole, damn near planet of people, right, who could have taken me in as the orphan that I am because I belong to them, but they let me stand out there in the cold.
Right.
Yeah, because him and T'Challa could have worked together and been like the Black Panthers.
Right. But it's like my point is, like, sometimes in the Black community, and I know this is a little off kill, but it's what we do.
Is it?
But sometimes in the Black community, like, we get so focused on how awesome this Black thing looks that we don't see the flaws that's there. And especially with and the reason why I'm using Black Panther as that example, because Ryan Coogler never hid the flaws. No, he never, not once. He didn't make it subliminal, but it's just that. And I realized, I was like, wow, I never even looked at it, even though I saw what was going on, and I remember kind of agreeing with Killmonger the very first time I saw the movie. But it's like, but especially that first time you see it, you all caught up in that Black excellence. Yeah, you're just proud to be Black, and you proud to T'Challa Black, and so on and so forth. But we miss the flaws that are there, and he didn't hide them at all. Then you know what I'm saying?
I like that perspective. I really now you're gonna maybe really go look at it again and pay more attention.
Yeah, because I never disagreed with Killmonger after I saw what he
felt him the whole time.
I'm like, oh, y'all made this dude into a villain. Y'all created Killmonger.
Right. I felt him the whole time, but I was like, I was conflicted because I was like, this man hurting because y'all.
Right. Yep.
He was sad, y'all. He was sad. So number 4 is replacing the empty hand. Letting go without replacing leaves a vacuum. Always replace it with something. But and I do that with people with rituals too and all that. And that's why people might create an altar or whatever, a person's picture, a candle, and all that kind of stuff, because it pays homage to the memory. Replace bitterness with a practice of gratitude. Replace the toxic person with healthy community. Replace the limiting belief with affirmations or therapy work. 5, practice packing like pack light. Daily check-ins. What am I carrying today that I don't need? Say no more often. That's going to save your life. And travel through life with essentials only. Peace, joy, and boundaries. I like that. You might put that on a post.
The no thing to me should be at the top of the list.
Because that's the first action. Yeah.
Everybody that knows me will tell you, especially my children, that I do not have a problem saying no.
Yeah.
No.
I had to learn that over time.
No.
Yeah. I was a high people pleaser, so I had to learn and practice that thing.
Yeah, I had to too, because I'm a helper and protector. That's what my grandfather told me I was. But and so I had to just learn how to just start saying, "No, you got it. Got it."
Get somebody else to do that. So number 6 is community and accountability. Healing isn't solo work. Find a friend, therapist, spiritual practice that reminds you to relax. Talk about your baggage in safe spaces so it doesn't rot inside of you. Stop holding that stuff inside of y'all, please. Talk about it.
Let it go.
Number
Y'all
7.
gonna be constipated.
You're gonna be emotionally constipated. Don't get emotionally constipated. Accept it's a process. Letting go isn't one and done. It's layers. Some bags you'll set down once. Others you will keep finding pieces in your pockets. That's very true.
Yeah.
The key is to keep putting it down every time you notice it in your hands again. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you care about yourself enough to stop breaking your back for baggage that can't move with you into your future. You can honor the story without carrying the weight. Pack light.
Right. And I think that's a big one, because I think a lot of people think especially when they let people go.
Yeah, they don't want to come back.
Somehow, like, you never cared about me, but I did. I just stop fucking with you.
Right. I can love you from afar, my love. I tell her, I'm like, I love everybody I have ever loved in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't fuck with everybody.
Exactly.
I ain't gotta be around you. I ain't gotta talk to you. I can still love you from way over there. I ain't never got to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So, any other final thoughts?
Nah, man, I feel like we done covered that. We done covered that. Pack light, people, and let it go.
And let it go. Thank you, Erica, for that song, because it's fire, you know, and it's got a smooth groove, y'all. Yeah, if you don't know it, go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And all that. And check out the India Irie.
Irie, Get It Together is a beautiful song.
Get It Together gonna hit hard and all that kind of stuff. My daughter would be upset right now because she'd be like, you need to gatekeep our people. But these people got healing music, and we need to let that out there.
Tell her let that go. We gotta share our resources.
I'll tell her let it go.
The rest of the world. don't be like Wakanda.
Right.
So speaking of music, the PTBS podcast now has a playlist that we're going to have on Spotify, and different songs that we like, that we feel like a good grooves for everybody else and all that. We're gonna put a little playlist together for y'all, and I'll let y'all know when we share it. We're gonna get at least 10, 15 songs on it before we put it out there and all that. So listen up for our
check that out. It's gonna be nice
recommendations, because we are music connoisseurs around here. Okay?
Facts on top of facts.
Facts on top of facts. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, we're conscious, we're aware, we stay prepared, and we ain't never scared. Y'all make sure y'all choose to have a no bullshit great week, and don't be holding on to shit this week.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Peace out. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.